Hello YouTube and happy 2016. Today I am giving you a workflow video on my editing. Just my editing today. If you would like to see another video with my client workflow, what I do with clients from start to finish, give this video a thumbs up and comment below that you'd like to see that. And today, before I get right into the tutorial, because I hate a lot of chatting before videos too, I just wanted to mention the biggest way to make your workflow and editing to go faster is actually before the shoot. Educate your clients. Let them really work with them on what to wear. You invest in a professional hair and makeup artist. That will be such a time saver. You will thank me later. And research your location. Like, look up the weather beforehand. Be prepared so you don't have to. Photoshop should be a tool to enhance your photos, not to fix them. You know what I mean? So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and here's the tutorial.
Okay guys, so first I apologize for the poor audio quality. I did have some technical difficulties with my external mic, so I'm going to just have to use my Mac speakers for now, which is never ideal, but I still want to get this video up for you guys. So my first tip for you for having a really good workflow is to have really good desktop organization. I made this background in Photoshop and used it as my wallpaper, and it has been heaven sent. And it's really helped me keep organized and not feel too overwhelmed and cluttered, because it's hard to be creative and efficient when your space is cluttered. So the first things first is I do just download it straight from my card reader to the desktop, and I start in this. I make a new folder in the download in Cole, and I just name it her name, the senior. I did this senior 2 days ago. Her name's Kayla. And then once I have it all downloaded, and then I back it up to my external hard drive, I have it still plugged in here. So I save all the raws, everything original right away. And then I go to Bridge, and I open up all her raw files, and then I just cull through the process. So any way overexposed, way underexposed, blinks, weird facial expressions, stuff that I know it's absolutely just kind of bad right off the bat, I'll go through and just trash them. So like this first one was just, I was testing the light, and obviously it's not a good one. So I would just go and trash it, because you don't want to use up all that space on your desktop if you don't need to. So once I go through the initial cull process, I will then move her folder to the retouch and prep section. Oops, sorry about that. And then I import all her images into Lightroom. My main goal when I go on Lightroom is to edit basic levels and exposures, curves, skin tone, all that. So once you're in Lightroom, obviously I've already gone through it a little bit and done some. It's another culling process, so then I get to see more of the images up close, decide what ones I like and what ones I want to touch up. And I was gonna do one for you since I have gone through. This one's a similar image that I have edited, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you that. So I go into the Develop module up here at the top. The Develop module in Lightroom is great. I love the slide bars. It's so much faster. You don't have to wait for actions to run. It really improves the workflow process. So I literally go from top to bottom when I edit an image real fast. Now the highlight and shadows are a lot of fun to play with. I do use presets again because it does quicken my workflow. I have the Visco presets and they're beautiful. If you're interested, I really highly recommend them. And I love Kodak, well, I like all of them, but I usually use Kodak 3. So see, that's beautiful. I'm set it right up. But if you notice what happened to the highlights and shadows, if you don't have that, that's no problem. You can just manually do it. I'm going to go back. So highlights, I tend to like a neutral, keep with like gray color, so you can watch that color in the box. Because I don't like to mess with highlights too much, because then it starts looking funky real fast. But shadows you can have a lot of fun with. If you like fashion, if you do more of a purple or blue tint's really beautiful. I like to do warm tints for portraits. So then you just play around with what you want. So something probably around there would be good. But like I said, let me just go back. I tend to just do presets there and then just move the slider around if I want it. And then going down, I always sharpen my image a little bit more. Noise reduction, don't really mess with that too much, maybe a little bit. And then I put usually like a soft vignette on it. Now the cool part about Lightroom, which I love so much, is you can go down here and do copy. And here's all the adjustments that you've made or could make. So I usually copy all of them except any cropping that I do, since not every image is going to be cropped the same. So I copy, then I just go to another image. Let's just go there. I mean, I wouldn't use this image, but just for example's sake, all you have to do is paste, and bam, it's already all done. That's why I love, love, love Lightroom. So after I get all the images edited to kind of where I want for a starting point, I usually do my metadata at this point. So copyright, which I need to make a new copyright because it's 2016, but just for example, there's that. I always say it's copyrighted, not public domain, and it's copyrighted by me. If you're a real tech geek, you can organize it and rename it, all that stuff in here if you want. But those are at least the 3 things that I do, and then go over to export, which I'll batch export usually. Choose the folder I want to save it in. So go to Kayla's file, folder, and then I do new folder, and I do Lightroom. And that's just my workflow. And then I choose that. I just change the file name, and it'll automatically keep the original number on there. And I always save it as PSD. I do not image resize at this point. I leave it at 60 or 300 resolution. And this point's really cool. You can add a watermark, you can do all that output sharpening, but that's basically all I do. And then I export. Now we're ready to start retouching in Photoshop. So in Photoshop, this is where I remove blemishes, under eye circles, anything distracting the background. I do my retouch in actual Photoshop just because I'm more comfortable. I find that it's faster for me, and it has a little bit more developed tools to do that than Lightroom does. But I mean, there's 1,000 ways to do everything in Photoshop and Lightroom. But like I said, this is just my workflow. So let's open the image that we just exported. I do have a lot of actions that I use when I edit because, again, the faster you can speed up your workflow process, make your life a lot better. But the action that I'm going to use is really basic. It's basically just adding more contrast, more pop to the photo, which you can all do manually as well. So I'm going to run that action. Now that looks pretty good. I never usually do 100% opacity. Take it down between 50 and 70. You can see before and after. Again, they're just lightening, darkening boosts, contrast, vignettes. Nothing super crazy special or magical in this action. I just wanted to prove that to you guys. And at this point, I think it looks pretty good, enough for her to see it. So I would save it in layers. Always like that back up. I save that in my Lightroom folder. And then I flatten the image. Oops, gotta be on the background there. Flatten image, and I'll save this as a large JPEG for her when we view her pictures all together. And then I call that my session premiere. So just do that, JPEG, and then I'll probably go back and rename them at the end. That's the only extra added touch that I do. Okay guys, so here's the before and after. The left image is the straight out of camera image, and the right image is what I will be showing Kayla at her viewing session here in a couple weeks. So I hope that was insightful, entertaining, or helpful for you guys. And if you like editing and workflow tips and you want to see more, please like the video and leave in the comments below that that's what you would like. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.